Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gwen. I'm a marketing strategist and I help small businesses get better results from their marketing. Today, I want to talk about the 5 signs that it might be time for you to update your marketing, give it a little refresh, polish it up, and see what else it can do for you. One of the first signs, and this is something that is probably pretty obvious, but I have to mention it, is that if you're starting to see a decrease, either a decrease in leads or a decrease in sales, or things are just not working the way that they were, that's a really good time for you to look at your marketing. It is really easy to get into kind of a panic mode when things start to shift. But if we approach it from a place of curiosity, if we are thinking about what can we shift, what can we do to make it better, that's a really good time to refresh your marketing or at least look at what's working and what's not working. Or maybe what you've been doing is working, but out here in the world, in marketing world, we are subjects to algorithm shifts, right? We talk about it all the time. Algorithms change. Things that used to work don't work anymore. Things that we used to be able to do that worked really well with social media algorithms or Google algorithms or any of those kinds of things that kind of put up a barrier, right, between us and who we're trying to reach. Sometimes those change, and it's not anything that we did wrong. It is business shifts on their end, and they have their mysterious reasons for wanting to do it. We don't necessarily know what those are. But if we are aware of when things start to shift before things get really bad, we can address the changes and we can address those challenges without being left behind. And it also gives us a little bit more control, right? We are in control of our marketing if we are paying attention to it. If we are paying attention to our sales numbers, to our goals, to our analytics, all of those things give us data and give us information that things might be shifting before they make any actual announcements or before it hits the news or before you start to see everybody else complain about it. So if you are paying attention to what's working, you can start to see when things start to not work as well, which means you can be ahead of those changes. Another really good time to think about refreshing your marketing is when your own business is changing. Maybe you want to branch out into a new audience. Maybe you're launching a new product. Maybe you want to bring on new people. And in order to do that, you have to meet certain goals. Or maybe your own work-life balance has changed because we go through so many changes as business owners. And one of the things I say a lot is where you are now in your business is not where you're going to be in 6 months or in 3 years. So maybe the way that your business is set up works really well for who you were 6 months ago or a year ago. But maybe family stuff has changed. Maybe, like I said, maybe you want to grow in different ways. And the way that you're doing your marketing now is more of a hindrance than a benefit. One of the things that you can do is look at what needs to be refreshed in your marketing to help you meet those new goals. Something else I often talk about is that we have to be flexible with our goals. I am a huge fan of setting goals, but sometimes we have to refresh those too, because the goal that you set a year ago, maybe you met it, right? Or maybe the goal that you set a year ago isn't the goal that you want anymore. Maybe for whatever reason you have shifted. And like, again, your business has shifted, the world has shifted, things are a little bit different. And so in order for you to keep growing and to keep your business sustainable, even if you're not trying to reach like huge 6-figure numbers or anything, you're just trying to have a sustainable, real business. Sometimes we have to adjust what we're doing in our marketing based on what we need to do in our own lives. And I never want you to feel bad about that. It really is the nature of humans to grow and to change and evolve. So it makes a ton of sense for our businesses to also change and grow and evolve. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with shifting your focus. There's nothing wrong with pivoting, like especially over the past, several years, business owners have gotten really good at pivoting. We are pros. If you're doing the same thing every time over and over, you're running into a potential risk that your business isn't going to be as flexible as you need it to be, or your marketing's not going to be as flexible as you need it to be. So in this case, a marketing refresh is just really looking at everything that you're doing now and making sure there's no gaps, making sure that you're not missing any opportunities, because maybe how you've done your business for a really long time has worked, but there are new opportunities that you're missing and you're not paying attention to because you're in the rut of doing the same thing over and over again. And again, that's not necessarily a failure on your part. You didn't fail at business. Business and marketing and the world is changing a lot. So even something that worked a couple of years ago and you think it was maybe like that's the way you're going to do it forever, that may not be the case anymore. And there may be better opportunities. But if you're not aware of them and you're not paying attention, you could miss them. And I don't want you to miss them. This one's really important. So if you have all of your marketing eggs in one basket, so if you were getting all of your leads, all of your sales, everything from one place, that leaves you really, really vulnerable. So for example, if you were getting all of your leads from Instagram, right? What happens if your account gets hacked? What happens if Instagram is down for a day or longer? Or what happens if the algorithms change, which we've kind of already talked about? All of those things leave you really vulnerable. When we put all of our marketing eggs in one basket, it leaves us vulnerable because we are missing opportunities, number one. Number two, we're not flexible enough because we don't have to be, right? If we're getting all of our leads from one place, why would you look elsewhere? If you are booked and busy because of one source, whether that's social media or SEO, or you have a really great referral partner or a really great networking group, all of those things are vulnerable. And if all of your leads are coming from one place, that means that your business can be in trouble if that goes away for any reason. So think about diversifying how you do your marketing, diversifying where your leads come from, and making sure that you're not missing opportunities because you get into a rut or a habit again of this is how it worked. I know that this is really reliable. I'm going to keep doing that. That's great until the moment it doesn't work anymore. And then you're scrambling. And I don't want you to scramble. I would rather you be ahead of a curve instead of behind it. And if you're thinking, I am now panicked because I haven't thought of any of these things, that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to panic you. What I do want you to do though is be thinking about where can your business grow or how can you make it more sustainable, right? Because there's a difference between trying to go for exponential growth, which some people want, and some people just want a really solid, sustainable business. But by diversifying your marketing, by being aware of when your marketing needs a refresh, you are making your business more sustainable in the long run. Also taking stress off of your plate, which I personally love for you. I don't want you to be stressed running your business. I want you to have a good time. I want you to think that marketing is fun. And I want you to be relaxed when you are running your business. So no, you don't have to update your marketing every quarter. I do think it's worth looking at it every quarter. You don't have to refresh every single time there's an algorithm change. I just want you to be aware that these are signs that maybe it's time for you to do a little bit of shifting, a little bit of introspection, and a little bit of changing up. Because at the end of the day, refreshing your marketing strategy just gives you more opportunities. It just keeps you aware of what's working and it lets you be ahead of any changes that are coming so that you can be sustainable and grow in the long term. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below and I'm more than happy to answer them for you.